to the With Mates podcast. My name is Andrew Grayson, your host, as ever, and we're back with another movie review. Yes, we are in the far, far away world. Well, it's not really far, far away. It's this world, but it's not this world. We're in the land of the dinosaurs. It's the land before time. No, wait, it's Jurassic Park. No, wait, it's Jurassic World. Yes, we're here to talk about the new Jurassic World movie. And by we, I mean my Brontosaurus buddy, Baby Boone, Joseph Boone.
Oh, that's the noise a brontosaurus would probably make. I don't know.
My Triceratops pal, he is Polysmack Polstera.
Oh, the Smackosaurus Rex, please, but okay, alright. What does a Triceratops do? Swoo! Swoo!
And he is the most raptor of raptors. He is the triple barrel man. He is Craig Andrew Mooney.
Hello. I don't know what a raptor would
Do you know
sound like. No
Not
idea.
even part of the bit.
Do you know there is a dinosaur, technically dinosaur, but it's not really. It's like a prehistoric dog wolf thing called an Andrewsarchus, and I fucking dined out on that when I was a kid. I was like,
Isn't he that guy who played Gollum?
no, that's Andy Circus. There's the Andy Circus with a Y. But yeah, Andrewsarchus, look it up. It's a fucking wolf dog thing, and I'm like, yeah, I used to be a dinosaur. How are we, guys?
Doing great.
Yeah, he looks it.
Doing great.
It's the man.
I feel like
The voice of a man who is most definitely defeated at this very moment in time.
Yeah.
just come off a long shift at a retail, so I want to kill everyone in a
That's
nice
fair
way.
enough. Would you like a funny little story from my trip to see Jurassic World Rebirth?
Please.
Always.
So I sent it into the chat, and for our listeners and viewers, I am a frequenter of the old Cineworld because I adore the Cineworld card and I get to see as many movies as I want for $16.99 a month. And I put that to good work. So I follow Cineworld on social media, and on their social media they said, if you order an icy and roar like a dinosaur at the concession stand, you will get it upgraded from a small/regular to a large for free. And boys, I don't know if you know me well enough for this, but old Andy boy loves a fucking freebie, right? So soon as I see that, my eyes light up, and I went. So my lovely girlfriend Rosalie is very much into dinosaurs. She's been very much looking forward to this. So she made this a group trip. So there was 9 people in our group, and I made them aware that I was going to do this. And I was like, just so you know, Rosie wants an icy, and I want free shit. It's not even for me, but if it's free, I want it. So I want the free upgrade. So I was like, I'm going to roar like a dinosaur. And they were like, haha, it's so funny. He's going to go up and go RARRR. And I was like, no. I'm going to roar like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So I walked up to that fucking stall and I said, 1 regular sweet popcorn and 1 regular Pepsi, please. And she goes, anything else? Gesture to the beloved. And she goes, 1 icy, please. And I go, sorry, Lara. To which the entire staff behind the counter cringed, looked away, and looked so embarrassed. So I then had to go, on social media you said you got a large, and they went, yeah, no, just nobody's done it yet. And everybody this side of the counter was having a right old time pissing themselves laughing, but I don't give a fuck, I want free stuff. So the moral of the story is, Cineworld, don't offer me free shit and then get pissy when I do it. Love you, Cineworld. Sponsor the show.
I would have had the ground swallow me up if that experience is that. I can't do that.
My brother is so the opposite of him. He would have left if I did that. But again, don't ask me to fucking... Don't put it on.
Andrew, if we'd been doing that together and you'd done that, I would have left.
Why?
I would have. I don't know. Social embarrassment. I can't handle it.
What's embarrassing? I made a noise.
I don't know.
Yeah,
my only regret. My only regret is that I did not see that particular.
That's what you say. No,
flyer.
Yeah, I did it as well. Yeah, no. But that's why. No, I'm moving. No.
Fuck Woody.
No, what the fuck? Not for an icy. Absolutely
For
not.
a color-coded spreadsheet, maybe.
for. What do you?
Talking.
See, I don't even drink coffee. See, if it was for a coffee, I'd fuck it. Why not? It's free. And I got the joy of the employees all looking embarrassed as fuck.
It's not on you, Andrew. It's on the employees there. You did the right thing. They should have reacted better. They have a job to do.
I'm not joking. Every single one of them was like fucking head.
Yeah, they should have encouraged it, and then that would have had a better interaction with everyone else. You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
And then as we were leaving, I went to the last. I was anybody else rower, and she went, "No, just you." She was fuming. I'm like, fucking.
Andrew, if someone came into my work and there was a freebie that had you dino roar, I would ask them politely yet firmly to leave. We're not paid enough for that stuff. We're not paid enough.
So, again, look, I'm not even arguing. Don't put it on social media, right? And I won't do it.
So if you want Andrew to roar your work, at him at Andolph the Grey on social media.
You give me free stuff. Give me free stuff. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Pencil, stapler, food, preferably food. I will admit, preferably food. Chicken nuggets off. Watch me roar. But if you offer me free shit,
a box set to Severance.
Yeah, I can sell that on Vinted. Anyway, let's talk about a film. Let's talk about Jurassic World Rebirth. So, if you're new to the podcast, welcome in, one and all. Here's how it works. You go, hit the subscribe button. Do us a favour, comment below. Let us join in the conversation. Get this podcast skyrocketing. Make us all big and famous and all that kind of stuff. But if you enjoy Movie Talk, welcome in, one and all. We are going to give you our top thoughts, non-spoiler thoughts, on what we thought of the latest Jurassic Park film. And then we will give you a big old spoiler warning and get into the nitty-gritty details of this movie. Now, my social media reaction is up. So for people that have maybe already seen it, you kind of know where my head is at. I don't know how any of the other boys feel about this, so I'm very interested to see. Let's start with, before he falls asleep, Baby Boone.
So Jurassic World Rebirth, man, it shouldn't have come back. That's my thoughts, man. Like, it started off so well. Like, the premise was great. And then they did nothing with it. And they had such a talented cast. And they did nothing with it. And they had such a really cool monster. And they did nothing with it. And Gareth Edwards did a really good job at directing spectacle. But the script was nothing. It was cardboard, man. It was poor. Like, genuinely, the families that were leaving, the kids were emphatically going, I love that dinosaur, look how he ate that man. Yeah, cool. Great. This is for you. It's no longer a film that inspires fear. It is another cog in a big conveyor belt of how much money can Universal make from a franchise that was dead 6 films ago.
I'm not having that. How much money can Universal? If it didn't make money, they wouldn't make the films. People go and see it.
But they're not good.
The last one is arguably the worst. It made $1 billion. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's an exercise in how much money they can make from this.
But that's not, again, I get what you're saying, but I can't really put any blame on Universal, because if my film makes $1 billion, I'm like, well, we're making another one.
Oh no, you can't put blame on Universal as a business, but you can put a blame on them via artistic integrity. I mean, you can. Nah. You can though, Andrew. You can. It was a poor film. Can. It was so. There's a point in the film. Well, you're wrong. It's great to have opinions, but you're wrong. It's like there's a point in the film where you have the dinosaur theme come in, and that's used when ScarJo gets a bit sad.
I agree with it. I agree actually with that point. We'll get into more of that in more detail in terms of how the score was used and stuff. I actually agree with that because I noticed that myself. But so Joseph, not a fan.
No, not a fan. Not a fan at all.
Paul, put down whatever you're playing with and let us know what you thought. Because he's definitely playing with something.
He's definitely playing with something.
Oh, apologies. I was playing with my pen.
That's fuck off.
That smash cut to me, to me and Lara later on.
You
it's a can lid I can
apologise to
fucking
Lara.
hear it.
Yeah, I know.
You apologise to Lara.
But that was it. I
There's
apologize.
no way that pen
Lara.
is making that noise.
It was a pen.
On.
Maybe it's on a mouse mat.
There we go. Right, tell us what you thought of Jurassic World.
So maybe it was my internal thoughts, the gases just bubbling inside my head, because I think about half an hour into this film, in between the passive aggressive shushing and then the very aggressive coughing I started doing at some very noisy children that were
Can
talking
I just
behind me.
say, right? Because we've got a group chat for when we organise to go see films. I'm never fucking coming to Edinburgh. Every time you pricks go there,
We have had
you're
some awful luck.
moaning about people
recently.
talking and fucking. I'm not coming back. I'm never coming to Edinburgh.
Honestly, they started like blethering, and I just started going.
You need to, that's another thing you need. That's another thing you need to do. You just walk up and go, lads, shut up, and you walk
It
away.
was difficult because they were with their mom.
Yeah, there was a
And I
parent
was-
there.
Watch me give a fuck. That's more ammunition. I'd be like, what I mother these veins.
I was trying to be. I was giving them. They actually quietened down eventually, so I was like, all right, fine. But I was reaching my limit where I was gonna do that. But I reached over about half an hour into the film, and I just said, this was just probably right after the. For some reason,
Spoilers.
I know, but I reached over to
How long have we
Craig
done this
Andrew
podcast
Mooney
for?
and I just said,
Anyway,
it's hardly a spoiler, come on. But I reached over and I went, I think I might hate every single character in this film. There is not a single likable person in this entire frickin' film, and we're only half hour in. The boyfriend is a complete douchebag. The children are insufferable. I cannot stand the dad just letting the boy push him all over. I do not like ScarJo in this. I do not like Mahershala Ali. I don't like the guy with glasses. I forget his name. Jonathan Bailey, and the villain, I forget his name, is the guy from Homeland.
That's a really
He
good
was
point,
fine.
Paul. You kept saying I don't know their name because when did films stop introducing their characters properly?
Good point. Probably around about the time of Game of Thrones, and they're just like, we've got so many characters. Who needs names? Faces. So anyway, my problem as well with this is that what baffles me is that Jurassic World back in 2015 with Chris Pratt, my second favourite Jurassic Park movie, they set up this precedent of, okay, we've done dinosaurs, real dinosaurs, we're gonna do mutant designer engineered dinosaurs. And they did the Indominus Rex. The Indominus Rex shits all over whatever the hell this D-Rex thing is, because it's hardly in the film. Whereas the Indominus Rex was the centerpiece of that entire movie. I'm like... So, I wanted more mutant dinosaurs, basically, and it was the land of the mostly normal dinosaurs. I thought this movie would be the mutant dinosaur movie, and it just kind of wasn't. And then I agree with Joseph, the script and everything was...
Poor.
not up to much.
It was poor. It was poor.
Craig?
I'm not going to be on your side, I'm afraid, Andrew.
Oh, big shock that I'm the only fucking big shock that you three miserable bastards had a fucking bad time.
It's not being miserable.
Big
It's about
shock.
expecting better.
Why the fuck would you... We've literally just listed all these movies. They're all shit. Why would you expect
Because it's
better?
rebirthing the franchise. You're supposed to be
grow up.
like lighting a
Shit.
fire.
Nah.
This is the spark that lights
If
the
you're
fire
going
that
into
brings
this...
in...
No. If you're going into this film thinking you're getting fucking Chris Nolan, Steven Spielberg, Tarantino...
Oh, no,
fucking
I was
best
expecting
top
Steven
level,
Spielberg because it was
nah.
EP'd by him, right?
No, it
like
right. At that point, don't... No. You think
Paycheck.
He's answered a phone call and went, "Yep."
Like, it's getting
Yep.
4 or 5
Cool.
stars from
same
all
with the
these
check.
places. It shouldn't be.
No. I
It's not
remember
getting
having
not even 5 stars.
I remember having such a good time in the cinema with the first Jurassic World. The other two.
What
fall
age
off a
were you
cliff,
when that
for
came
sure.
out? What age were you when that came out?
Like 21.
Yeah, exactly. You're now at the point where you're a fucking grizzled, old, grumpy bastard that just does not find joy in anything you watch.
Speaking
No.
of which, can I have my
No.
thoughts now? And we'll.
Go on.
Sorry, Craig. Sorry. I got too emphatic there.
So, yeah, I firstly agree with Joseph. This movie represents everything that's wrong with modern day Hollywood cinema, whatever you want to call it. It is dreadful what's going on. And we can have a big rant about that another time. There's no point in getting into it now because there's no point. Anyway, in terms of this film, script was shit. Characters were wasted. Didn't care about anyone. There was a moment, and Paul will back me up on this as well. There was a moment where I literally burst out into hysterical laughter, and I'm not exaggerating. Paul, about a minute, yeah. I didn't stop laughing for about a minute.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was honestly, I couldn't get myself back together again. I was just gone completely. I'll talk about that when we get to in the film. That was script based, by the way, and story based. Thought the dinosaur big bad wasted, not used properly. Was my big fight? Disagree. That all being said, I would say it's better than the last two. I think it's better than Dominion and Fallen Kingdom.
Agreed.
But it's a very low bar, I would say. And I think, like Joseph said, I think this film had potential, but just didn't quite get there. Like, here's the thing, right? And this is a slight tangent, sorry. You say, Andrew, that this last one made $1 billion, right? That means we're kind of guaranteed to get bums on seats for this one. As we know, there's a chain reaction. If the last film does well, it has a good reaction on the next film, generally, right? So Gareth Edwards is an not up and coming, but he's a fairly up and coming director, established, but he's still hungry. He still want to do some good shit. He's made some good stuff. He's going to have a guaranteed audience for this film, right? He's got big names in it. He's got the previous films backing to help him out. Why not try and make something here? Like, actually try and make something, because you're going to have the audience anyway. And then, if it's a great film as well, fantastic. Best of both worlds. I just don't understand. I don't understand the logic behind it.
Yes, Andrew. Yes. What you've got?
That doesn't make money. What are we like?
But it would.
Right. Oh, it could really make so. It's Jurassic Park. We've literally just watched.
But
them
it
all.
would,
They're
Andrew.
all dog shit. Sorry, no, but it wouldn't. It would.
But it would,
You've
because
literally right.
the audience is already
wait.
there.
No, it wouldn't. Wait. I'll prove it. If you look at all the Rotten Tomato scores, critically, they're all done. They're all shit. 52%, 40-odd%. They're all terrible.
Yeah.
Audience scores, other than maybe Dominion, I can't remember. One of them's not got a great one, but most of them are all sitting at about 75%, because most of the audiences go watch it, have a good time, and fuck off home. If you're going to these, again, this is
Why can't they
Jurassic
both?
Park is in the same boat as Fast and Furious. If you're going for cutting edge scripts and really poignant moments and characters that really fucking mean so, it's not the movie for you. And if you're going into these movies thinking that, you're obviously going to be disappointed. My whole thing during the entire time we talked about all of these movies, I don't give a fuck about any of the humans. And the one thing they did do in this is, realistically, none of the humans I really cared about, but I don't mind that, because there was moments with the T-Rex, there was moments with the fucking pterodactyl thing, there was moments with the big shagging diplodocuses, there was moments with the fucking D-Rex, there was moments that I was like, that was fun. That's all I need. If you're going into these films and you're like, oh, the script was terrible. Yeah, it's Jurassic Park.
The
There's
first
not been...
script wasn't terrible.
It's
The
all-
first script
No,
was good.
but that's the difference though. There's not been a good one since then.
So why can't we have
There
one?
has,
I mean?
but there has been chances to be. It's
There-
like no, but
there-
there really has. Like people could have tried
You can
to
have
write a
both.
script where the characters actually mean something. You can have that. You don't need the human stories. You don't need like the
And
love and
I
death
do
and
I
romance and
do
all that stuff.
disagree. I do disagree. I think there's been one truly great film, right? And that was the first one. Then you've had maybe one or two good films.
No,
Right?
there's
They've
not. Right.
They've not been shit. Right?
Just
You've
me-
had
just-
one or
just
two
so-
good
just-
films.
just
and
so I
then-
I got really angry and everything broke. But we're back. So, this comes out after the ranking, right? So,
Yes.
in my ranking, Paul, you're saying that there's two good. When I sent it to Craig, and I've said this in the other recording, Jurassic Park was one, and then I did fucking multiple spaces until two. Nothing is close to the first one. And this is the sad thing, right? It's not sad. I'll happily be this guy because I'm cheery. I don't think this movie's great. I think it's good. I think it's between a 6 and a 7.
It's
It's
not a good
good,
movie.
but it's not quite great. It's good.
Definitely
It's
not.
fine. I had fun with it. But like to be going into these films and expecting. So, Craig, you just said you can have both. Can give me an example of a film with both?
What,
Avengers.
No,
Yeah,
but again,
Infinity
this,
War.
but this is my point. This isn't. This
But that's a
isn't
great
that.
example, though, Andrew. That's a great
It's not.
example.
No, it's not. It's not because the point I'm trying to make is if you could give me an example, for instance, like a Kong versus Godzilla, where you go, oh,
Godzilla -1.
yeah,
Again, yeah, good.
But again,
There's
that's,
one of the
you said
Alien
this-
versus Predator films that are really good as well,
Nah.
Yeah.
isn't there?
But again, you're
First
saying
Predator film.
exceptions to the rule. You're not. This is what the film is fantastic.
No, but they're not
fantastic.
exceptions to the rule. They're saying like that. That's going like that is a film that
No.
gives you both.
Yeah, but again,
It's proving the point.
But it's not because what the point I'm trying to make is right. So you've said Godzilla -1, right? Realistically, then, right? Godzilla -1 was made. Are they going to change what they're doing with Kong and Kong versus Godzilla? Are they going to change what they're doing with that monster movie? No, because that's what
No, but
that
what
is.
No, but what I'm saying is that it can work. So why
Yeah,
are we not
no.
trying to make it work?
Because right, so you're saying it can work. What they're doing is working. These movies aren't made for Oscar. These movies aren't made for the cultured moviegoer. These movies are made for idiots
For
like
those
me.
Severance watchers.
No, but they're-
Exactly.
but
Fucking
the
Apple.
thing
This
is-
isn't made for these Apple TV freaks.
No, but
this
we're
is
not.
made.
We're not saying it should be completely highbrow and everything's like twirly mustache.
No.
I think it feels this entire film, the plot, it didn't give the audience a moment to think for themselves. Bar one
Can I-
point.
Can I pause? Spoiler warning. If you have
Yeah.
not seen Jurassic World, now's the time to pause the podcast, go get a cup of tea, and get fucking ready for me to take a 3-on-1 battle against these miserable bastards.
It's not about
Right,
being
okay.
miserable, Andrew.
No, but
it's not about that.
It's entirely
It's not
about
an
being
occasion.
miserable.
Andrew, look, I will give you one of my key issues with this film. And I said
on.
it a bit before. Now that we're in spoiler-free territory. Look, we set up, all those years ago, Jurassic World, mutant dinosaurs. Fallen Kingdom didn't really give us that. It was the Indoraptor for a bit at the end. Then Dominion did nothing with that idea. So they kind of shat on their own idea. So then this one was like, oh, T-Rex, mutant dinosaurs. We're going to revisit that idea. Great, love it. Big T-Rex with a weird face and 4 arms. And it's in for a little bit at the end. And then they show you the pterodactyl raptors. And that's
Alien.
it. There's two.
Jaws.
There's two
Okay, but
mutant
so
dinosaurs.
those films there, Andrew, they do it well.
You have just said it's not that kind of film.
No, the point.
Because I would liken Jaws
I'm using
to
one example.
Godzilla -1.
I'm using one example because you said the D-Rex is never in it. To me,
No, he
I got
didn't.
enough of what the D-Rex... No, he says it wasn't in it enough. He wanted more D-Rex.
Well,
Did he not?
what they
Said
did.
one more. You said
What-
he said it wasn't in it.
Look,
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
want
He's hardly in it, sorry.
Right.
That's
I
my
want
mistake.
more from it. Like, so the Indominus Rex is because the best example, it's 2 mutant dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They made that thing scary and they made that thing a threat. And you were like, holy shit. And the entire movie is about this thing on a rampage. the D-Rex just kind of turns up at the end. It's not been a constant threat or anything.
Because
and
I don't.
My God, do not get me started on the fucking Snickers bar at the start. Like, because that just put me in a permanent bad mood from the get-go.
This is the thing, right? You've kind of backed me into the corner now where I feel as if I'm fighting for this movie as if it's a fucking 9 out of 10. It's not. It's a 6 out of 10. It's good. There's a lot wrong with this film, but to me, I think the good narrowly outbalanced the bad. Yes, the Snickers thing, I fucking laughed out loud. I went, for fuck's sake, this whole thing starts with a Snickers wrapper. That's dumb. I think the family overall are pointless filler characters that don't really give you much. I will say about the boyfriend, I hated him at first, then he had a couple of funny lines, and then I was like, I don't really get you. Nothing really gets resolved with him or any of the characters in the fact. There's loads wrong with this film, but to me, I'm going, right.
Oh, please.
I don't know about you guys, but watching the previous ones, I went in going, this is going to be so fucking shit. And I went, that actually wasn't that bad. I would happily watch this one before any of the other ones other than the first film.
Actually,
it doesn't take itself too seriously. See all that fucking let's turn them into weapons and let's start bidding on them. All those fucking Jurassic World movies, it's taking itself too seriously. I was like, you need to do more. You need to do big monster fights, wee monster with smaller monster. You need to do that kind of stuff. And as much as I get what you're saying in terms of we didn't get like a big fight that like, again, I said it was my favourite part of the first Jurassic World was Rex fighting the Abdominal Rex and you had the raptor and then the fucking whale dinosaur. Yes, it didn't have that, but as I say, there was the River Rapids moment with the T-Rex. I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was the edge of my seat. I really enjoyed that. That was fun. The stuff with the pterodactyl stuff, again, really enjoyed. That was fun. The big bit with the Diplodocus shagging each other and the stuff and the what. To me, periodically through the film, the first 25 minutes was boring. I don't care about the humans. Don't care about your backstories. Didn't go anywhere. I don't care. I want to see dinosaurs, and I got dinosaurs, and it was fun. That's it. And again, I get we're obviously arguing over what we want from two different films, but if you're getting into these films thinking you're getting...
We're not going into the films expecting a masterpiece. We're just expecting it better than subpar.
But you've compared it to Godzilla -1, which is a fucking masterpiece.
Because they tried.
Of all the films, right?
Infinity War tried.
I
Endgame
can't have they tried, because if you honestly think any of these people in this film didn't try, they tried to make the film that they made.
Look,
IndieWire puts it very well. It feels like this film was 65 million studio notes in the making. Not my line, quote from somewhere else, but it feels like a Jurassic Park film made by committee. Because tonally, it didn't know what it wanted to be. It started off as kind of a slight horror thriller. Then it went adventure. Then it was espionage. And then it was like a heist film. And then it was like a romp Indiana Jones style thing. It didn't tonally know what it wanted to be. Now, I want to go into a film, just see dinosaurs kicking the shit out of each other, eating people. That would be great, but not when it's confusing. Tonally, not when the characters are smart when they need to be smart because of plot, or dumb when they need to be dumb because of plot. I mean, ScarJo was standing there shouting out for people, the thing you hated in Jurassic Park 3.
Again, I'm not saying this movie is 10 out of 10, but the way yous are talking about it, it's nowhere close to being as bad as any of the other ones we watched. And none of you talk this fucking much shit about any of them.
I'm sorry, no. Jurassic World is head and shoulders above this. Head and shoulders.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
I disagree.
It is a far more enjoyable film. It's just so much more coherent. Well, you're wrong.
I think so.
I'm sorry, but it's and I'm pretty sure the critic scores will will show that as well.
But again, my big thing with this is I don't look at critic scores for this type of film.
I'm sure audience as well.
If I'm going to go see, it's not. It's pretty similar to the audiences. So the audience for Jurassic World,
it's only just out, to be fair.
Jurassic World is 78 and Rebirth is 73, so it's not that far. It's, again, this is the point I'm trying to make. These movies, like, if you're looking at them critically, I'm like, yeah, you're not going to enjoy these films because, like, again, the only one that has a good critic score is the original Jurassic Park. The thing for me with this film that I liked is every other film, other than maybe the first Jurassic World, which we've spoke about as essentially a remake of the first one. This is the only one that makes sense for why they've went to the island.
Yeah, like the premise is great.
Premise is fine.
But that's all I need. I don't. Right. So can I ask? I'll put it another way then. Right. So if you agree the premise is good,
I thought the premise was a bit hokey, to be honest, but it was.
It was good within the context of.
Yeah.
It's Jurassic. Right. If you go, what are the reasons? Right. Okay. What's the reasons that they go back in the second Jurassic Park? Hunting.
I do not know. I do
not. Third one again.
Already forgotten.
Third one kind of makes sense in the sense if you
rescue
look at it
the
from
boy.
parents' point of view. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, but it fucking annoyed me because I was like, if I'm Alan Grant, I don't fucking get off the plane. Like, no.
Sorry, the second one is girlfriend's there and he wants to like bring her back, basically.
Yeah, again, stupid.
God,
yeah, basically.
The first Jurassic World is essentially the same as the first Jurassic Park. The next one was the island was exploding, but now we're bringing the dinosaurs to sell them in a mansion. The last one was like, I can't remember why they went back, but it didn't make sense.
Locusts.
They didn't really go back.
Locusts.
They went to Italy instead.
This was like, again, very thin. Oh, I want to get out of the game. I want to make money. This guy wants to make money. We're going to cure cancer with dinosaur blood. Cool. Smashing. Like, I don't need it to be like, I don't need a fancy, but I'm going, right, okay, I kind of get why we're there. And there's a moment where...
To be honest, I didn't really get, because it was like, there's been like hundreds of dinosaurs around, and it's like, suddenly it's had now we need the biggest dinosaurs.
They've got the biggest hearts, Paul. They've got the biggest hearts. All right. So this is okay, right?
These films are really good in an exercise of irony, because the main antagonists in the film are very much money orientated, and they never do a good job. Their plans never work. Nothing succeeds, and ultimately they're a letdown. You know, the things do succeed for them, but they never wind up well. And like, just looking at the previous films, it's like, yeah, Universal are going to get bums on seats. They will get bums on seats. It's a big franchise film. That's what's going to happen. But they could be doing more with the money they take from these films to inject some proper creativity. Like, the whole film for me felt like it was just, they saw what Spielberg did with the first one and were like, oh, we can do it's like when you do your first little like Amdram play and you're like, oh, I had a director once who did something good, I'll do that again. And it just doesn't land as well because you don't have that same vision.
See, in all honesty,
you know?
you could probably,
I agree
with just about any film franchise, right? See if the writing and the characters, and you get the right franchise that people just connect with. Say Jurassic Park. Say they were all of the quality of the first one. Not only would you get what people are doing now, people turning up, but there would be an excitement and
that's
a buzz
not
around
true.
it.
That's utter nonsense.
No, it is. Look
like a Marvel,
right, okay.
like a Marvel
why
Avengers.
Wouldn't it be?
How many of you have seen Elio?
I haven't had time. I want to see it. I just haven't had time.
I've been
Nobody's seen it.
6 dinosaur movies, and I just went to go see my 7th.
But my point being is nobody's seen it. We cry out for original movies, and nobody goes and sees original movies. Again, I'm not even arguing going, oh, this is what we want, this is what we should have. I'm going, if you look at it from the production company's point of view, you're going, oh, well, you could have notoriety and money. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And from their point of view, It's not broke. You made
Yeah,
$1 billion on your
it's-
last movie, so why on earth would they change what they're doing?
Well,
You know what
first
I
of
mean?
all, how much did they actually spend
We're
on
not
the film? How much did they market on the film? So how much was the actual profit? Was it $1 billion in total profit? I'm a bit skeptical.
No,
Who
it's
knows?
not a bit. No,
But-
again, I'm not saying it's $1 billion in profit, but it's very rare that a movie makes $1 billion, and it did it. It's that.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
No,
And the
that-
thing. On you go.
Oh, we're being awfully polite. Well, I mean, you get the $1 billion ones, but that is how Marvel did it. Now, I appreciate that there might be like limits. The Jurassic Park fandom might just not grow as big in the end as a Marvel one might, but there's still a buzz, or there used to be around Marvel, and there could be. I'm sure when people left the cinema for Jurassic Park the first time, there was a buzz, and there was probably a buzz for Lost World as well, and then maybe not when they left. But the point is, with good writing and characters and things that you care about, you want to return, not just because it's a franchise.
So-
Because the problem nowadays is it's just returning for a franchise that you recognize. But if there was both,
But
you
again,
would.
like, you're saying this as if it's like they're choosing not to do that, right? So before we get into specifics of the actual film,
Well,
'cause
they
we're not actually
are.
talking about the film. Before we get to specifics of the film, I want to ask a question as well, right? So see if it was as easy as what you're saying, right? So I actually had this discussion with Rosie. Rosie's read the books and says the books are fantastic. They're terrifying. They're so scary. Blah blah blah. And she was like, I wish they would do like a really like horror one. And I went, there's no point because they won't make any money. They won't make any money. Joseph, you said about how you were like the kids were coming out going, oh, that was brilliant. That's great. Blah blah blah. It's not for it. It's like that. This is the thing. Is like this is what it's marketed at. There's literally a dinosaur in this, so they can sell toys.
So
and
that
if
brings
you
me
are,
on to a great point that I have.
can I just finish one last bit and then we'll get to that?
Yeah. Mhm.
So the point I'm trying to make is right is if it's as easy as what you're making out, oh, we can do a really good script, but then you see 65, Adam Driver, proper gritty horror time travel movie about dinosaurs.
No, I didn't.
I recall.
Because
Yeah.
nobody went to see it. This is my point. Jurassic Park is not this. Jurassic Park is now a name. People go for the joy of seeing dinosaurs on the big screen. It doesn't. The plot doesn't matter. If you can come out and a dinosaur farts and you see the bad guy get fucking dismembered and his hand fall off with the case, that's a win in Jurassic Park's world. And to me, I went in expecting this to be dreadful, as in what the last one was. This one was pleasantly good. It was good. That was it. I'm not, and again, I realise that I might be coming across like I'm going, it's the best film that's ever been made. It's not. It's good. It's fine. It's not. I went, had a good time. Might have been slightly too long. First bit was quite the bit when I was like, get to the dinosaurs. That was too long. Don't really care about the humans, but I'm not going there for the human story. I'm going there to see, right, what are you going to do with these dinosaurs? And they did stuff with the dinosaurs, and I enjoyed it.
Joseph,
I mean,
You know how you said
Oh,
it's
Joseph.
a kids franchise, yeah?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Now.
And now it's a kids franchise, and they had that little cute dinosaur in it to sell toys, yeah?
I
Why
like
did
Dolores.
they make a weed joke about offering drugs to a child in a franchise film? Like,
Do you not like
Yeah.
that? Do you not like that character?
oh no, it's
No.
not. It's not about the character. It's about the actual fact someone wrote that joke into a script and a studio passed on that. It made me angry, not from like a context of within the film. Within the film, it didn't land as a joke. Out with the film, I felt a lot of people around me get very uncomfortable with that.
Yep.
And
Same.
if in a kids, like, there's times in previous franchises that are aimed at like young adults, teenagers, kids, that you'll have those tongue-in-cheek jokes that the adults will find funny.
The adults get.
And they're veiled so you don't get it at the time, but when you go back and watch it, you're like, oh, there was something dirty there. That was blatant promotion of drug abuse within a film. It like, Andrew, you can pull the face, but it was.
It's
It
a weak
didn't-
joke.
it-
To a
It
child.
didn't land,
No,
it's a
no,
weak joke.
no.
Like,
It
it's again. I'm not saying
smoke
it's,
weed every
like,
day, Grayson.
No, but yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't get the complaint. It's right, okay, it's a bad joke, and again,
No, it's not the fact it's a joke. It's the content of the joke.
Yeah,
that he's offered it to a child.
Yes.
There's plenty of times I've seen jokes where people offer beer to kids,
but not in kids
also
franchises.
But again, it's 12A. As much as I'm saying it's a kids franchise, it's not. It's a 12A, so it's technically it's an adult thing, and you can take your kids to see it.
No,
it's up to your discretion. Yeah,
15, 18.
But
no,
that's still under. That's still 12A.
It's up to your discretion to take your children to it. Yes.
You still can't smoke weed at all.
Okay, so you're essentially turning this and being like it's on the viewer's discretion to do this. What I'm saying is there's a problem within the studio that someone has A-okayed this. Like it didn't.
I think I genuinely think he's thinking too deep on stuff. Right, the writing's bad. Like to me, I'm going the writing's bad because like okay, they make the boyfriend out to be like a fucking dickhead douchebag. And it doesn't really go anywhere. They have a conversation where the dad's like, "No, don't put yourself down like that. You're all right. You saved my daughter." And that's really
please.
it.
Well, please, can I? Can we come back? Can we talk about that, please?
I get that you hate the character, but again, it's like I'm going to like fucking dissecting a script as if
it's not. Like, it's two completely different thoughts, agnostic of what character said it. If it was ScarJo that said it, I would have been like, "That's a fucking weird thing to say." In this kind of film, we've never had that in these kind of films before. That's not a commonplace thing, at least from my viewing experience. It felt like glorification of something, and it was just weird.
He made a shitty, inappropriate joke. I don't think it's glorifying anything. Again, there's plenty of times in movies, regardless whether you see people smoking, drinking, you're not glorifying it. He made a daft fucking joke, and again, I'm not saying it's a good joke, and I'm not defending it. I'm just like, I think it's not that deep.
At the end of the day, I don't care a great deal about the joke, but it was because I don't recall laughing, but I just, as I mentioned before, I hated every character in this. So perhaps if a more likable character had said it, I might have laughed or something. I don't know.
Could we get that character voice?
It wasn't like I was pissing myself laughing at it. I didn't notice it. The moment came and went, and I was just like, okay, the guy's a dickhead. Like, that's what I'm getting from it.
But there has never been like, aside from a few sort of villain characters, there's never been a Jurassic Park film where I am hoping the dinosaurs kill everyone in the film, and that's how the film ends.
Jurassic Park 3.
Not Alan.
Even Alan Grant.
Come on.
Really?
Not Alan.
Even Alan.
And for a penny and for a pound at that point, if it meant the rest of them get wiped out, sorry, Alan, you've got to go. Honestly, Alan. I cannot stress how much I fucking hated Jurassic Park
3. It's got that cool ringtone moment.
It was the... Yeah. I fully agree with your Mrs. Andrew, that a horror Jurassic Park would be fantastic, and I thought that's what we were getting.
My missus will be pulling her hair out at this reaction. She thoroughly enjoyed that film.
Oh yeah,
enjoyed it.
No,
good. I'm glad someone enjoyed it. I don't like. I wanted to enjoy this film. I really wanted to, because of how disappointing the previous ones were. Because I remember really loving Jurassic Park 2, Jurassic Park 3 as a kid. And then just rewatching, I was like, oh, wow, were they really this bad? And I was so disappointed. And I thought this was going to be like the rebirth of the franchise, as horribly corporate as that sounds. But it just felt like at every turn, this was just spectacle after spectacle. And yeah, if that's the film you want to make, do it. But stop placating and like trying to cover up those decisions with, look at this family drama that's happening. The whole T-Rex chase down the river, visually, very cool. Started very cool. The bit where the raft pops out and the T-Rex is there and then fucking gone.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That was so scary. And then the T-Rex toys with its food until it's at the right moment where it can lunge at them and get stuck between a rock. That's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb so the characters continue with the plot. The plot is happening around the characters.
T-Rexes actually have very tiny brains, so yes, that would be dumb.
It's the size of a fucking building. It should be able to eat them. Why did it flip the raft instead of chomping them? I would have had much more respect for this film if at that point it had eaten the family and that bastard boyfriend.
Why was it so slow in the water? It went to the pace of a snail.
Let me pause just 1 sec, right? So, in this kids movie, you're like, no weak jokes, but you're like, eat that child.
Because that's what kids want. Kids want to see dinosaurs going around and eating shit, you know? They do.
Eat shit, not children.
Chomping it, well, let the child get away, that sort of thing. Well, look at the first one, Children in Peril. It's scary. It makes dinosaurs scary.
Genuine peril, yeah.
But there was kids in peril, this one.
It wasn't peril. It was artificial peril, mate.
I can't believe... Now, again, like, yous have some really serious problems with this. Like, yous are talking about scripts and shit, right? My biggest issue with this film was during the boat scene. So let's get into specifics about the film, right? So my biggest issue with this film was the boat scene where the girl falls off, and that whole fucking plot, that's not even the thing that I'm annoyed at, but that whole plot where she's like, he didn't save me, and everybody was like, you dickhead, and we're like, yeah, obviously he's the dickhead, but there is a specific point where the dad's leg gets a close-up, you hear a snap, and it's like, he's fucked. No,
and then he can walk the rest of
running,
the film.
Walking.
Yes.
There is one time he goes, everybody grab a stick, and he's kind of got a walking stick. But I'm like,
my leg's a little sore.
Yeah,
so, no,
but I'm going.
Yeah.
I heard a crack. You close up on it, so I was supposed to notice that I heard a crack. And then the rest of the film, he's
you got to split that at least, mate.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Craig, maybe you can help out with this. Like, that's probably something that would be missed in like proofreading a first draft of a script, right? Like that sort of like close up snap sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you're going to break a character's leg, commit. Keep that. He's now a vulnerable character in that. So it's like, oh no, the dinosaurs could eat my dad. But don't have him magically heal.
I loved it, but like, because again, so this is my point of I'm going in here with dumb expectations, right? If something stupid like that happens, I was literally going to the rest of going, what, his leg was broke? Like, what are we doing here? Why is he fucking deadlifting like a gate? Like, it was broke. What are we doing? But
see,
again, that's where my issues were at.
That's different for me, because see, like, we all commented, it's a bit dumb with Bryce Dallas Howard sprinting in her heels, but that was consistent. Like, she was always in heels, and she could always run in them. Whereas
he consistently sprinted, don't get me wrong.
But his leg snapped, and he's meant to have at least sprained it, and there's like no sign of that whatsoever. So that
I think
was a bit jarring.
That's like a really good point, Paul, because I think my main issue with the film is consistency and the lack of consistency throughout, with just like thought and care going into, like, you can care about a bit of product you're making, but the thing that I found really jarring was they're cookie cutter characters. Like, they are a name and they are a bunch of limbs just to do the thing. But when there's a moment where you begin rooting for Jonathan Bailey's character, when you see the big Diplodocus and he's like
that was a good moment.
Junkie,
That was
like,
the one
cool.
moment.
You're like, oh, that's brilliant. You get the theme and it's earned. It's so earned in that moment. And you're like, damn, Jonathan Bailey has now ingratiated himself within this mercenary group. And then not 2 seconds later, Mahershala Ali's character just goes, oh, I hope you're not afraid of heights. Just like bringing him down again. And like, you're now rooting for him within the group. And then that's just undermined by that line. And yes, I know it's a kids, but you don't want to see dinosaurs, blah fucking blah. But you can have those moments of like actual genuine connection in these films, even if they are supposed to just be bums on seats, money grabbing films. You can still have that. If that line wasn't in there, I would have believed they're more of a cohesive team.
Yeah.
But
and that toxic masculinity was in fact dead.
Yeah,
Joseph.
Exactly. Jurassic Park could have killed toxic masculinity, but it didn't.
What the fuck is this?
Only Fabian Seacaster can do that, Joseph. Only Fabian Seacaster can do that. It's a reference you don't get, Andrew.
Watch
Alright,
me
it's a
pull.
reference you don't
Watch
get.
me pull a fucking muck, and then you'll see some fucking toxic for all my Pokemon fans. out there.
Nice. Stench.
So-
Love it.
May I
Go on.
May I talk about more inconsistencies? And this is I'll get to what I literally was in hysterics about. So another example of lack of consistency with the whole plot and the characters and stuff. Shitty boyfriend jumps off the boat and saves the daughter. Dad goes to girlfriend. Still not sure about your boyfriend. Next scene, and I mean literally 2 minutes later. I was wrong about you. That line sent me. I was fucking dying for about one full minute, I think. 1 full minute, I was gone. That was so fucking stupid that in literally that much of the film, we cut away once to ScarJo and Jonathan Bailey. Came back. Wrong about you, mate. You're all right. Absolutely fine. And honestly,
I agree.
like
Again, this is the thing though. I agree with that. I'm like, the family are pretty much pointless in this film. Like, other than that,
they're there because they're there because the other characters are so fucking unlikable that they threw in a family.
I don't think the other characters are
That's
unlikable.
exactly why they're there.
I would disagree.
That's
there,
exactly
Craig.
why they're there.
The characters
unlikable?
are likable. The Francis from Deadpool, he was a bit unlikable because Jonathan Bailey's like killing a dinosaur's. Yeah, killing a dinosaur's a sin.
How quick did we realise that it was Francis?
Immediately.
Oh, mate.
I saw him and I was like, he's going to
called
be the
he was
bad
first to
guy.
die.
He's going to be.
I called he was first to die.
He's going to double cross the team. I thought he was going to do that, but he didn't. He was eaten. But that was fun.
Called he was first to die.
Rosie went, he'll die first. And I went, well, obviously he's the least famous of all the famous people, so yeah, he's going first. I didn't think anybody was unlikable. The only one that was unlikable was the boyfriend, but then there was moments where I did laugh at some of the stuff he said. But again, I think ultimately the family were quite pointless, and they didn't
unlikable
really
maybe is the wrong
that.
word. I'm meaning like you don't invest in them or care about them as much as you have done. Yeah, that's it. That's why we need the family, because they're not enough, and they should be enough.
literally wanted
Jonathan Bailey
to eat that little girl. I wanted her gone. I wanted that dad to be ripped apart by those flying raptors. I want the boyfriend to be eaten by the mosasaur, and I wanted the mercs to all be swallowed whole by that pterodactyl and D-Rex. Honestly, I hated a lot of them.
Can I ask, right, and just we don't need to get into a debate about this, but I'm just very interested in so if you take, say, like Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and the clone child, do you prefer that type of writing family wise than what the characters we got in this film?
Yes.
Where they invest more time in that character and their backstory, and now they're together, and now they've adopted a kid, and now they're all blah blah blah.
So without the clone poo-ha-ha, but yeah.
What I think is more compelling about them is because they're a very defined character. They're consistent throughout their actions. It's not about spending time learning about how much they love porridge or that she's not listening to her surrogate mum and dad. It's about sticking to that character and who they are. And throughout the film, the characters just like you could interchange them all in different roles and it wouldn't make a difference. As in like the family and the mercenaries, they were all pretty much the same.
But this is so the point. The reason I'm asking this is because I'm going right. So it's very different. So obviously in the first 3 Jurassic Worlds, it's like these are our main people. We're going to follow them through the 3 series. And I'm like, I couldn't tell. Well, yous are talking about any of the character names. We've just watched the films. I couldn't tell you any of their names for the first 3.
Really?
I say Chris Pratt, and I say Bryce Dallas Howard, and I say Clone Girl because I don't know any of their names. I didn't get invested in that. And the thing for me I've said, and it's the same with the King Kong movies, I don't care about Aaron Taylor Johnson. I don't care about fucking Millie Bobby Brown. I don't care about the humans. I want to see the animals. And you brought up a good point. The moment with Jonathan Bailey and the big diplodocuses that were quite clearly fucking. which I found hilarious. There was a point where
It was
he
foreplay.
says oh mate, no, they were defo fucking. I'm telling you, like, don't know how, but like there was a face that ScarJo pulled, and I was like, oh, she just seen Diplo dick. So to me though, these were the moments I enjoyed. I enjoyed the stuff on the boat. I thought that was I thought that was fun. The whole, as you say, the moment where the fucking gun parachute thing worked, and everybody's like, oh, Johnny boy, you're a fucking genius, well done, Specs, we love you. Enjoyed all that. Again, it's the whole scary movie thing. Don't run that way, don't go by yourself, don't like fall over when you're getting chased. The moment where the girl gets eaten while they're on the back, like they're literally shouting, they're amphibious, get off the beach, we need to go. I enjoyed it. Like I just liked seeing dinosaurs eat people. It was cool.
That was actually one thing to remind me of something I did actually quite like. There was a few scenes, I think at least 3. I can think of 2 right now. I'm sure there was another, but there was they did a particular shot. Now I do enjoy at least one shot in every Jurassic Park film, so this was it for me. One of them was that
it's mandated shot that there we go, box ticked.
There we go, yeah. One of them was that Spinosaurus bag
on the beach.
Yeah, where she gets pulled into the water.
That was a fantastic bit. That was so cool. Genuinely made me jump in the film.
The bit
only lead more into that.
I'm getting so annoyed at you. It's like I am bubbling because you're talking about like really good stuff, and I'm like, if yous. I'm so interested to know what the scores are at the end. Like, interested.
The bit where the most hateable of all the hateable characters, the boyfriend, is taking a piss and he's about to get torn apart by raptors, and then they get torn apart by flying raptors. That was quite good. And then I think there might have been one with the D-Rex, but I can't honestly remember.
Do you know the thing for me, right, is that I liked about this is it gave lovely nods to the previous movies and previous characters, but what by characters I mean dinosaurs. So the moment that you're talking about when he's going for a piss with the raptors, everybody was like, oh no, fuck, it's the raptors, we know how fucking dangerous they are. And then that moment comes, you didn't expect it to happen. The moment before the T-Rex gets his big moment where he swims, which again, didn't know that was cool. I seen a clip, David Attenborough commentating, he's like, Tyrannosaurus Rex can actually swim, very dense, very floaty. The bit with these. Thanks very much.
Lovely.
You should hear my Michael Caine. The bit with this dinosaur before that moment. Again, Rosie says in the books that they are like terrifying when they spit, it like burns and all that kind of stuff. And then it goes away. I'm like, cool callback. But I love that they gave the big set piece moments to the new dinosaurs, to the new one. So like the big whale one, we never ever seen anything like that before. The stuff with the pterodactyl type thing, the moments with the diplodocus, and now I know Paul's going to disagree. I think you know what I'm talking about. They're all mutant things. Is the diplodocus not the one with the big neck?
That's not a mutant. That's a normal dinosaur.
Yeah, it's just a normal.
No. Yeah. What with the big whip tail?
That was the whole.
Is that a real dinosaur?
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I
thought
that
the
was
swimmy one,
mutation.
the flying one, and the really long neck one. They're just ones that did exist within the dinosaur canon.
I thought they mutated. That's cool.
They're just big dinosaurs. That was my problem. That was my problem. They're just big dinosaurs, which is cool. But this film was meant to be mutant dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
this
we
is why I
got
liked
2.
But this is why I liked that. So again, I know you'll disagree, Paul. I'll be interested, obviously, Joseph and Craig, if you where you guys lie with this. But I liked the fact that obviously the whole premise of the film was right. We need to dart these I said elephants, dart these dinosaurs to get their blood, and that was obviously like step 1, get the one in the water. Step 2, we get the one on the land. Step 3, we get the one up in the big cave. Right now, we need to get the fuck out of Dodge, and that's where we come across this lab. Where they were mutated and stuff. And to me, I got just enough of the D-Rex because I'm telling you just now, right, the more screen time that thing got, the dumber it would look. Like, I've sent you a load of the stuff of the memes that I've seen with all the wee toys and stuff where they're dubbing over the Ted. I was fucking howling at that when it's like, Oh, you stuffed me.
So sorry.
Oh, but you gonna love me forever? I loved all that. It was so funny. But it's like it literally looks so fucking dumb. If you've seen more of it, I liked the fact that like even the bit where I think it's Mahershala Ali and Jonathan Bailey's character in there, and then you just see its like foot kind of go past, and the reveal for me, I thought was unreal.
The reveal was fantastic with the
When he's-
flare. That was fucking cool when he's just like in the
Flare,
background and then
it's
the helicopter.
It's eating a helicopter
Yeah.
like a drumstick. Like I thought that was so fucking cool. And again, like we're at this point as well, the numb bum scale was getting close. I was getting sweaty bum. I was getting numb bum. It was quite long, but having I can't remember what the song was. Fucking love the song choice for when they were in the store.
Stand By Me.
Yeah, great fucking tune. Loved that. The whole kind of her hiding in the refrigerator and then they go under. The other thing as well, ScarJo had a gun the whole time. I was like, what are you doing, ScarJo? Like, fucking pull that bad boy out when the bad guy, like that. But again, dumb stuff that goes away dead quick. That I loved the whole under the hangway with the flying raptor things, coming back up. Oh, fuck, it's a big fucking D-Rex.
Do you feel like because I fully agree with you, like those like that heist, dinosaur A, dinosaur B, dinosaur C would do all that, and then we have to get out and there's the mutant dinosaurs. Fantastic. Do you feel like the family B plot detracted from the A plot?
I don't think it detracted from the A plot. I felt as if it was like, right, I still can't figure out why they were in it. My only thing is they needed the wee girl to have a backpack.
Because the main characters weren't enough.
Because they were so hateable, no one liked them. They needed to add in a sweet little girl holding a baby triceratops to convince you to love them.
But who? Right? Okay. Who out of the main characters, out of your main Mahershala Ali, ScarJo, Jonathan Bailey, who did you hate?
Kind of all of them.
I'll take unforgettable. I'll take not really bothered. Hateable?
I'm disagreeing with you there, Paul. I wouldn't say hateable. That feels like the pendulum swinging a bit far too into Star Wars territory here.
So this is where I'm
not even close to Star Wars.
This is where I'm getting irate, right? Because see if I'm getting so fucking worked up here, and you all gave it a 5 and I've gave it a 6.5, I'm going to be fuming because you're talking like it's a 1 or a 2. Because the characters aren't hateable. They might be forgettable, but again, I'm not going to this for characters. I'm going to this for dinosaurs. To me, the moments that we got, the fucking D-Rex reveal, the chase scene with the T-Rex, big thumbs up.
I wanted to know more about, like, I would have loved just a throwaway line from Jonathan Bailey, even like as they get there and those pterodactyl raptors land. He's like, the reason they're so shit at hunting us is because their DNAs conflict. I like the little sciencey stuff. I would have loved that personally.
That's fair.
But
I'm laughing because I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that, but I'm like, fair enough, Joseph, if that's what you want.
Give that for like the widespread. Give it for the dinosaur kids, because the dinosaur kids will fucking love that. Like the bit in the first film where Jeff Goldblum's sitting with Laura Dern and he's like explaining chaos theory to her. He's fucking explaining chaos theory, this heady physics-based thing. That tells you so much about the character, because he's like, I'm doing this to get in your pants. Give us those character beats, and it will just help things land so much better.
I think I've got a comeback for that, but Craig, you had your I've done nothing but point this entire. I'm so sorry, Lara. I've just realised I've done nothing but point. I'm so sorry. I'm not even thinking. I just clocked myself do it again. I'm so sorry. Craig, you had a point, mate.
I'm just going to be fair. I was going to give my positives on the film. I thought I may as well just do that.
Right, if you're going to do a list of positives, I want to get all of them together, so I don't want to interrupt. So I'll say my silly bit that I've done it again. I'll say my silly bit that Joseph was talking about. So I think there were a couple of occasions where Jonathan Bailey did get a wee bit geeky. I can't remember if it was before they left or to me, I actually really like Jonathan Bailey's character. I believed he cared about the dinosaurs.
Out of all of them, yes, I'd like to see him again.
The stuff, again, I think Mahershala Ali is a superb actor. I don't think he got nearly enough in this. The side story where it was like I didn't even realise it was his son. I said his daughter, but it was apparently his son that he was Pioneer after. I was like, yeah, cool, not really memorable.
Mhm.
All the fodder characters that died, again, I'm like, yeah, you're fodder, you're just mincemeat for the dinosaurs, but I know that's what you're going to get. And they
How
kind of... Go on, Paul.
How do you get away from the D-Rex?
How
He
did
went
you
under
get
the
away from
water.
But
So
again,
early on in the film, he's like,
he's
I have to go under the
literally
water.
he's literally like cowering away from him with the flare in hand.
In the jungle.
And it's basically got him. Like, he's
but again,
like
Paul, it's a cheap
feet away.
It's a
I
cheap feel-good
know.
moment. That's all it
I
is.
know.
And again,
But that was the entire movie is my problem.
No, it
That-
wasn't.
I do have a question about that moment. So when Duncan, Marshall Ali's character, says, I hate being in the jungle, I'm going to die. And I took notes of their names because I'm like, I want to try and remember these characters, but the film is not allowing me to remember them by their name. When he says, I don't want to die in the jungle, I was like, he's going to die in the jungle.
Die in the jungle.
And right at the end, when like the D-Rex, stupid name, the D-Rex almost eats him. He gets like, we think he's dead, but then he gets back. That was a bait and switch that if we had spent just, I don't know, a little bit more time thinking about how the beats in this film lay out, what I'm trying to ask is, did you guys feel like that bait and switch was deserved? Did you feel like his escape was deserved, or did you feel let down or irritated?
I thought he was going to get
No.
chomped.
Mhm.
I thought he
Were
was going to
you
get chomped.
were
at
you
that last
relieved that
moment.
he got out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say relieved. So see the moment where they're like, oh, he's over there, fucking drive the boat. And there's a moment where it's just Mahershala Ali smiling, and I'm going, he's about to be eaten. Like we've got this, and they're just going chomp.
Mhm.
But they didn't. And again, I was like, to me, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I was like, I got
So,
my moments.
out of all the characters, right, he actually has the biggest through line. While his
Yeah.
character does not have screen time to warrant it, his character actually has the most fleshed out reasoning, motivations. For example, on the boat. This mentioned there's kids on this boat. That's what turns his head. I'm going to go save the kids. When we get to the island, same again. When the kids are in trouble, he kicks into action because we all know why his motivation is there. It had the most, and at the end, he pretends to, or for the audience's perspective, he sacrifices himself to save the little girl. It's all there, like that, and that's an example of what you should be doing for every other character in this film. Every film, and I don't care what anyone says, every film, be it a big, massive, fucking blockbuster nonsense film, you can still fundamentally go back to character. And if you do that, you can elevate your work tenfold. And you can still have that film that you want. That big, massive blockbuster film, as long as you just notch up a little bit on the old character stuff, these things feel earned and they work. And they still work within a big, massive film like that. Avengers, Infinity War.
I agree with Craig.
Anyway.
If Bionicle Web of Shadows can have a through line, this film could have a through line.
Lovely.
Again, you're equating it to masterpieces. Do you know what I mean?
Wouldn't say Web of Shadows is a
No.
masterpiece, mate.
No,
I'm not. I'm just asking for a little bit more.
Infinity War. But you're comparing it to Infinity War. Infinity War's one of the best fucking movies ever made.
I guess I would have liked.
Don't make me
get
fall
back
out
on
with
that
Joseph.
Hard shot.
I would have
We don't have
liked a bit more mercenary from my mercenaries, and a bit more
Yeah.
likability from my sweet innocent family, right? So ScarJo and Mahershala Ali kind of seem mostly reasonable in this film, despite the fact I don't think they're all that. Like, it's like they're in this weird middle ground of like, we're the main characters, so we're meant to be kind of likable, but we're also mercenaries, and you don't want to mess with us. We're like spy mercenary people, and we're hardened. I would rather they were just gritty, like even scummy, like mercenary kind of people that
Can
were
I-
there.
You're
Can I please say
describing Jurassic Park 2, which is ass.
Can I please?
Would have been better.
Can I tell you about my favourite exchange in the film? Oh, hang on. Here we go again.
You think Jurassic Park 2 is better than this?
It's close.
1 week ban. 1 week ban. Paul's not coming back for Superman.
Paul,
1 week ban.
Paul,
1 week ban.
I will admit,
Get it right.
I've had smelly takes in the past, mate, but
Mooney.
that is ponging a high heaven.
Mooney, you love a fucking spreadsheet. Get that wrote down on a spreadsheet. He's got a 1 match ban. He's not allowed to come back for Superman. And I tell you something, if his attitude doesn't fix up, he'll no be back for Fantastic Four. Because I'm not having that.
I kind of liked Lost World, lest we forget. Lost World also Lost World, 3rd highest rated movie in the franchise.
That's not difficult. That's not difficult.
It's a low bar.
Yeah, but we're in the middle. We're in the middle of arguing all of this, about what was the best film. Obviously, Jurassic Park, but I would still say this is probably Lost World's better than this.
Lost World is sitting at a 56%. How you can be talking about critics and it's sitting at a 52% audience score. So it's not.
I think it's the worst one.
As of time of recording, at this moment in time, Jurassic World Rebirth is sitting at a 52% critic score and a 72% audience score.
Yeah.
So
I believe it was a 5.6.
Critics wise, it is a poorer film.
Anyway.
Can
I give my favourite exchange in the entire film that again made me laugh for an extended period of time? This is between Scarlett Johansson's character and Jonathan Bailey's character. I believe it's when they're on the boat still, potentially, and they're talking about what to do with if they actually get all of these bits of blood from the dinosaurs and what they're gonna do with it. They're talking about the different motives and him saying he wants to give it away for free, and she's like that, and he says the line is, I think, they say, and then maybe you should, and then she goes, maybe you shouldn't, and that is some of the worst bit of dialogue I have heard in a fucking long time in any film I've ever seen.
Again,
it was, and they delivered it as if they knew how bad it was, and that's what it was. It was just it was amazing.
There was so many cheese lines where again, it was so predictable, and I said it before they said it. And again, look, I don't disagree with your sentiment of, let's make a really good one and blah, blah, blah. I don't disagree with that, right? The trailer for The Odyssey was before this. It looks fucking great. I bet the script's fucking flawless. I bet it is really in-depth about characters and stuff.
History buffs are going to hate it.
Probably.
They're going to be fuming.
The point I'm making is, it's Chris Nolan, so I'm going in with fucking sky-high expectations of this is going to be this X, Y, and Z. Vin Diesel was up getting it. Oh, family. Oh, we're making part 2 family. Oh, it's coming back. I know what I'm going to get with the final fucking, it's going to be laughable how fucking nuts the next Fast and Furious movie is going to be. If you're coming into these Jurassic Park films thinking that you're going to get fucking polished script and it's all that is, it's not. It's going to be
again, it's not
paper thin character moments, but you're going to get a spectacle of good dinosaurs, and that's what we got. And I like that.
Can I say what I like then? Can I say,
Go on, give me your likes.
Come on, let's be positive for a bit. I like the boat
the entire time.
I like the boat stuff. I like that whole kind of Jaws-esque kind of sequence. I thought it was really cool. I think that's something that we haven't actually seen before in a Jurassic Park World film. So I was like, okay, cool. Something new, something different in that sense. Is it a Mesosaur? Is that the one that's in the water?
No, Mosasaur.
Mosasaur, that's it. So seeing that and a bit more, it's been kind of teased for the other films. Seeing that as like a actual thing that was cool too. So I like the boat stuff. Enjoyed all that. Enjoyed that sequence. Enjoyed the crash. Enjoyed the beaching and things like that. That was good. I liked all the dinosaur parts, as in like when they were collecting these stuff. I liked them collecting the stuff. I liked the dinosaurs that were used. I thought they were really cool. The Jonathan Bailey moment, I think, is actually one of my favourite moments in any Jurassic Park World film. That one moment, that one scene, I think is probably one of my favourite moments. It was so well done. It was a very nice moment. I actually went, oh, okay, that was good, and I liked his character because of that moment. And I quite liked Dolores. I thought that was fun. I thought she was cute. And
No, Craig, I'll give you that. As someone who doesn't work in a toy store, I'll give you that.
Fair. Did anybody else have the thought though of when the wee thing was in the backpack and they were like on the boat heading home? I'm going, I think it's going to die when they get home because apparently they can only survive on the equator.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm definitely going to fucking die in about an hour and a half time after this film.
But I bet it'll still be in the next one.
Where
probably.
Okay, no wait.
If there's an next.
I thought they. Yeah.
If it makes money, I can guarantee. No, do you know what? It doesn't even need to make that much money. It's going to be. They're going to make so much fucking money. There is going to be a next one.
From toys.
So this is the thing I asked you guys. I asked you guys this on the fucking the ranked one. If there was a Jurassic Park in real life, would you go?
No.
Yes.
No.
Right.
Yes, I would.
So, to me, I think, and I could be wrong because we're split 50-50. Comment. That's the question of the week. Comment below, yes or no. Would you visit Jurassic Park? We'll put that on social media as well, but comment under this video, would you go to a Jurassic Park if it was real? And my bet is it'll be predominantly more people saying yes, because realistically it's not going to go wrong the day you're there, and if you get the fucking chance to meet a dinosaur, I want to fucking meet a dinosaur. Do you know how much I love dogs? If I get, and again, I know they're not dogs. I know they're big fucking monsters. But in my head, everything's a fucking dog until it's not.
If I had a chance to go to a dog park or Jurassic Park, I'm picking the dog park, mate.
No,
fair enough.
I want to meet a dinosaur.
Can I say the last thing? I just remember the last thing I liked a lot, that actually was probably done the best, again, out of all the films. I liked how they lent more into the bird aspect of the the physicality of the dinosaurs in this film was way more accurate, and I thought that was really cool.
Rosie had some questions that she wanted me to put. I forgot to ask it on the rank thing, so I'll put them to. Like, she was wondering if we were going to, because the sound is now different. Apparently, what the T-Rex roar is, would it be changed, and would we see raptors with feathers? I don't think you'll ever see that change until there's like a new dinosaur film. I don't think they'll ever change it in Jurassic Park, just because we know what Jurassic Park raptors.
They kind of done it in Dominion, didn't they? There was one in there that had feathers.
Yeah, that was like a different variation, but yeah.
Raptor,
yeah. To me, like, so the reason I was asking about the Jurassic Park thing, like, would you go? This movie is so fucking well renowned. It's such a well known IP that people will go. Like, every fucking Jurassic Park since the second one going forward has been all but panned, sitting at about a 50%. I think Jurassic World, the first one was like 70 or something like that. But the rest of them have all been panned. But if you look at the audience scores, especially since the new ones, they're all, people go and enjoy them and have a good time. Again, I realise that the Kong and Godzilla movies are just pure dumb fun. I'm like, yeah, but that's what I want to go see. Next week I'll go see Nosferatu. Very different film. I know what I'm expecting. To me, I just think with these Jurassic...
Very different film, that one.
Yeah, very different films. Entirely different.
Similar things 28 years later. Similar images.
Yes, actually. Very similar.
Certain body parts. But yeah... To me, was Jimmy Savile in Nosferatu. But to me,
who do you think fixes it at the end?
Yeah, that's
Draco
true. He did fix it for her. But yeah, to me, look, kind of overall, we'll round up everybody's overall thoughts. To me, look, I've defended this film as if it's like a fucking 10. It's not. It's a 6. It's a good time. For me, if you enjoy silly movies where you can fucking shovel popcorn into your face, watch dinosaurs chase. Again, it's all fucking made up anyway. You're watching dinosaurs chase kids. I think it's an enjoyable time. I think if you enjoyed the first Jurassic World, I think you'll enjoy this one. Is what I would say.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
More sense.
Yeah.
Where would we put it
These
on
are all
our
like 5 out of
list?
10, man. Second.
Can I just ask for second for you, Andrew?
Second.
Paul, where are you going to put it? In out of the 7, where would you put it?
Oh, it's not better than Jurassic World. I would maybe put it 4th.
I'm going to say 3rd, behind Jurassic World.
What is it behind after Jurassic World?
Lost World.
Mine is Jurassic Park, with Jurassic World, Lost World, and then
Oh,
maybe
he's
this
so
one.
close to
No,
a
it's just-
fucking, he's so close to a month ban. He's actually so close to a month ban.
Like 5-game ban.
Lost
5-1
World
ban.
is not
Joseph?
that bad.
It's literally arguably the worst. Joseph, final
It is
thoughts?
the worst. That's
Should
according to
you
me.
place it
So
in your list?
I would probably place this either 3rd or 4th on my list.
Thank you.
It is better than Lost World by leaps and fucking bounds.
Yeah.
It's better
Yeah.
than Fallen Kingdom by a country
Yes.
mile, and
Better than Dominion.
you could fit like the distance between Earth and the Moon in between the gulf that is. This is better than Dominion. Honestly,
Yeah.
Dominion was fucking rotten. It was rotten.
But that's to me, again, that to me makes me like this movie more because I'm going, you did the whole character thing, you even brought the nostalgia characters back, and that didn't hit. I'm just like, give me dinosaurs.
That they,
Over, like
they
I was
did
just
not do the
I think
character thing in that
overall
film.
this
That's
film.
not
No, but they
character.
tried to
Just
do,
bring-
they
just-
tried to put
No,
more
that's not
characters
trying.
in and
That's
more
just
focus
no.
on it.
That's just throwing nostalgia at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
That's not the same thing.
So we summing up the film now.
Yeah,
we
go on,
rounding
final
off.
thoughts.
So
Would you
I'll-
recommend it?
With scores,
Mine-
with
right, so-
scores.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I'll finish. So I would recommend that people go see it. If you enjoyed the first Jurassic World, I think you'll enjoy this. If you are of a point where you're seeing one film this month, hold off, because I think there's going to be 2. The way what I said is, if this is the worst film that I've seen this month, I will be a happy man because I had a good time at this. It's a 6.5 for me. It's on our scale that's between good and great. I don't think it's a great film. I think it's a good film.
the so a couple of good points about it. I love the premise. That I thought the pacing was actually quite good in places. The visual effects stunning. The music gorgeous. The set piece of the island tremendous. But a lot of it underutilized. The one bit I did genuinely laugh out loud at was when the big D-Rex was there, the bad guy was driving down in his stolen car, and you hear the car go, caution pedestrian. And then it hits. I thought that was genuinely funny, and then the T-Rex eats, or the D-Rex eats him, whatever the fuck it's called. Overall, Jurassic World Rebirth is just it's a better film than its other like world predecessors, bar the first one. It's got like a well thought out premise, but like it doesn't fully utilize itself fully. I would recommend it if you're a fan of the series. If you're a diehard fan of the series, go for it. But like you, if you're only going to see one film this year,
If you roar at Cineworld staff, go and see it.
if you roar at Cineworld staff for free tickets, go for it. The film's not going to wow you. It's not going to blow you away. It's not going to horrendously disappoint you. It is middle of the road, maybe swerving a little bit more into the ditches than it should.
What's the score, Joseph?
Overall, I was disappointed. I'm going to say for
So
me,
excited.
it's a 4 out of 10.
It's not a 4, man.
I'm on the. I was on the edge of my seat waiting for that score that I was in the film. Anyway, carry on.
It's not.
Is it me?
Whoever. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Paul, you go.
It's funny because I feel like I've been critical, but I didn't hate the movie, right? But I was like, I guess I had slightly higher expectations, right? Slightly.
Why?
Because the first film of every trilogy is by far the best one. By far. Right? Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, and then I was expecting the Rebirth one to follow suit. Now, if this is the best one in what is presumably another trilogy, we're in for a rough time. But I'm I will give you it's better than Dominion and Fallen Kingdom because that one just sort of went off a cliff. So there were bits that I thought were kind of funny. There were bits I thought were kind of cool. There were some nice shots and stuff. Like I said, I didn't think a great deal of a lot of the characters. They did have some moments and whatnot, but I preferred the main characters of the previous few films, if I'm honest. There wasn't a great deal. I agree, there's some nice moments here or there, but I might give it a 5.
He was the most fucking negative about it. He was the most negative about it, and he's gave it a higher fucking score. I can't believe it. Craig.
Oh, fantastic. Can you remind me of the scores, please? And I know I always forget, and I do apologise. I will write them down one day, and I'll have them in front of me.
One is absolute dung, but it's so bad it's good.
But so bad it's good.
2 is shite, 3 is bad, 4 is meh, 5 is okay, 6 is good, 7 great, 8 amazing, 9 incredible, 10 as close to perfect as perfect can be.
Fair. So I can't really disagree with anything the lads have said or add to anything the lads have said. I think they are spot on in all their points that they've made. I think that they're, in terms of, there were some moments I liked, which kind of puts the score up a little bit, but overall I can't look past what this. There was potential here that they could have capitalised on a little bit more. I think that they didn't do, and it was a little bit weak in bits. So if I'm looking at it as a film, I have to give it a 4 out of 10. It's meh. And I don't think you should bother going to see this unless, for example, you have a Cineworld card or some kind of student discount or something like that, or you're a kid being taken by if you're a child. Like, I think you could very happily sit and watch this on a big screen in your living room when it comes out on
or
streaming.
A small screen
so
on your living room while you're playing.
I wouldn't recommend going to see it personally.
Did we all see Ballerina?
Yeah.
Again,
yes.
Not had time.
Right. To the 2 guys that have seen, would you rather watch Ballerina or this again?
Ballerina.
I'd rather watch this. And I love John Wick.
Nah, Ballerina was better.
Both aren't great.
I didn't say it was great. I said it was 6. It was good. Right, but that is our scores. We've got a 6, 2 4s, and a 5. Let us know what your score is. If you've seen Jurassic World Rebirth, make sure to get in the comment section and let us know your thoughts. Let us know anything. If you, like my 3 lovely compatriots here, are little grumpy geese, get in the comments and tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm just so fucking overjoyed at the thought of watching dinosaurs. But yeah, let us know your thoughts if you agree with me, if you agree with Joseph, Paul, and or Craig. We want to know your thoughts. So if you've seen the movie, make sure you're getting involved in the conversation. Also, drop your lists in the comments as well. Tweet us, Instagram us, DM us, I don't know, fucking whatever. Get in touch. Let us know what your ranking lists are for all the Jurassic Park films. Are you as positive about the Jurassic Park franchise as we've been? Probably not. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on all those movies. Get involved in the comments. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're getting involved with the podcast because we have so much to come. Later this month, we will have a Superman review. I say later this month. We're recording this on Thursday. So that means a week tomorrow, a week on Friday.
So excited. So excited.
The end of the month, we will have Fantastic Four. Make sure you're watching on our social media for our non-spoiler reviews of everything that we're watching. I'm going to do an Ironheart one. I'm probably going to do a Squid Game one. And if I think there's another couple of movies. I'm not going to see the Smurfs because fuck that. But I think
I think we should go see the Smurfs. That's a movie draft one.
Is it?
Oh, aye.
Oh, yeah.
It's my Joker pick, baby. Joker pick.
No, it's
Joker. Yeah. That was Craig's pick. You know.
Right, okay, well, fucking.
We've got to see that.
You laughed at F1.
Not that I'm your
F1.
Again, not that I'm your boss, Craig, but I'm going to put my boss pants on like, well, you need to go see that film if you fucking picked it. And I want to hear a non-spoiler review in a couple of weeks' time. Lots of stuff coming. We've got lots of movies coming. As I say, we've got the second part of the fantasy movie draft. We've got our Jurassic Park list. The catch-up's going to be week to week. And we're going to try and get as many of these individual reviews for the big movies that are coming out this month and the next couple of months coming up. But yeah, do us a favour. Look, do us a wee favour, right? Go and hit that subscribe button. Just a wee red button. Go fucking push it. We'll be your pals. Go fucking push it. Days a favour. Thanks. Days mere favours. Comment on that shit. I'm fucking tired. Yeah, get involved. The more that you guys get involved, the bit easier it is and the better it is for us, because more people get involved and we can get money and we can go do, like, I can pay people. Like, I really want to pay people. It'd be nice to be able to pay people.
After this episode, Paul's not getting paid though.
Paul,
That'd be a fine.
I cannot say.
It'd be a fine. Yeah.
There has been times where he's been worse in terms of winding me the fuck up. But something the day I was just like, he's so close to getting a fucking red card. Start fucking straight. I'm literally going to invest. I'm going to buy some official referee cards.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a point where I'm just going to go to Paul and his whole fucking feed's going to cut off and he'll not be back for 2 weeks.
Honestly, it's like,
mate.
even Icarus is going, whoa, slow down, boy.
If you bring this stinking attitude in 2.5 weeks' time,
this was just a warm-up.
And also 1 week's time.
ban.
This was a warm-up, guys.
See if he goes on Superman as well. I'm going to be fucking. I'll be at him if he goes on Superman.
Mate, he already doesn't like the dog. He's more than definitely going to fucking like it. But I'm so excited.
I think it's gonna be.
We've got so many films.
Make
sure you're subscribing. Make sure you are getting involved. Joseph, where can they find you and everything you do?
A lot of people can find me in a bin where I'm slowly crying myself to sleep. That is I don't know where that came from. My Instagram, Twitter, all that shit, at Joseph Bin, Joseph N F, on all those. And you can also find a fantastic audiobook that I'm a part of, Rooted in the Winged. It is on Spotify, and it's on Spotify. Some place. Look, Samantha_Karen on Instagram. She'll tell you where it is. Go and have a check out because it's fantastic. There we go. Over and out. I'm going to go sleep now.
Bye. Polysmack.
If you happen to find yourself in a multi-billion-dollar installation that's all very self-contained and hygienic, but drop a Snickers bar and it destroys that said installation, you may find my Instagram. That was a big payoff for not a lot. At Stir It Story.
Like this film.
At Stir It Story. Yes, exactly. Like this film. An apt metaphor.
Still annoyed that it's not at Polysmack. And Craig, where can they find you and all you do?
You can find me on all social media platforms. It's at Craig Andrew Mooney. But also, there's also a Kickstarter right now for Terror Squad, the latest comic book in the Etienne verse. So please go check it out if you're interested in pre-ordering your copy and getting all the fun merch from all Etienne verse stuff. So yeah, Terror Squad, brand new story. 3 teenagers who get a big destiny given superpowers. It's very good fun.
And if you want to follow me, watch this real fancy. Don't do it. I don't want your follow. Don't fucking follow me. I don't want it. But what you could do, follow the With Mates podcast at With Mates Pod on all social media platforms. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, all the fucking places. We're everywhere. Get involved in the conversation. Like, share, subscribe. But until next time, we'll see you there later on the Mention.
I was gonna swim with a mosasaur, but then I got high.
Ooh.
I was gonna touch the Diplodocus, but then I got high.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
I was gonna fly with a pterodactyl, and I know why.
Why, man?
Hey, 'cause I got high. 'Cause I got high. 'Cause I got high.
Demonetized.